This is the J-Hawks Sports Network, powered by Heartland Technology.
All right, back for a second night, or a second day in a row on the J-Hawks Sports Network from Heartland Technology. We are set for high school basketball. It is JV varsity Saturday, actually a double JV game this morning. Fresh soft play at 11. JV was at 11 o'clock, and that was against Dunkerton. But coming in tonight, it's AGWSR, as our JV boys dominated the Cougar squad coming in. And now varsity, bringing in a team that's 4-8 on the year from the NICL West. Jayhawks, after a win last night over Dyke Hartford 7-5, they come in to this Saturday afternoon matinee. Set to start here shortly. Nate Kleber here, joined by Luke Baldwin, Anthony Baugh on the controls, and Eric Clark on camera tonight. And the PA is actually working tonight, Luke.
Yeah, we've got, I can hear Dan Fox's voice down there set to give us some starting lineups, so we could probably turn it right over to him.
11, Daniel Stahl. A junior, number 13, Bradley Roeder. A senior, number 21, David Coop. A sophomore, number 33, Gabe Niederhoff. And a senior, number 35, Darren Bell. The Cougars are coached by Riley Shipper and Jade Jensen. Ladies, and now for our Jayhawks. A sophomore, number 0, Jack Miller. A senior, number 2, Parker Mahone. A senior, number 15, Carter Even. And a senior, number 23, Carson Lena. A senior, number 24, Corbin Fueling. The Jayhawks are coached by Joe Spines, assisted by Rodney Zaleski and Steve Schmidt. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand as we honor our nation and flag, while paying respect to our men and women in uniform around the world who protect our liberties and way of life with the playing of our national anthem.
Rendition of the national anthem played by the Jesup High School Orchestra as we are set to go tonight this afternoon.
That's a new one, isn't it? That sounds a little synthesized or something. I have not heard that version before.
Well, maybe Chloe Wright was in there on the Casio keyboard playing that.
Could be.
As she comes out.
That could be.
We are set to go. Starting lineups. Heard those from Dan Fox, and Carson Lenow set to tip things off against Daniel Stahl, a senior, 6'3" senior, as he stacks up with a 6'5" Carson Lenow. And we are underway. Jayhawks again getting a big win last night over Dyke Hartford. First win over the Wolverines since 2016.
And Jack Miller gets things started in a hurry with the big three, several feet behind that three-point line, which is not uncommon at all for Jack. Jayhawks in the man-to-man defense. This is a Cougars team. I'm going to probably resort to saying Cougars more often than not because AGWSR is quite a mouthful. But this is a Cougars team that beat Conference Wapsie Valley, who is also 4-0 atop the pod leaderboard. So they are a capable team. As we see them getting up and down in a hurry here early going in Jesup. Parker McCone bringing the ball down on this near side.
They get a chance right away to take that lead, but Jesup's going to take it back.
So Jack Miller, Corbin Fueling kind of starting where they left off last night with a couple of three-pointers. Sparse crowd in here today, Nate.
Well, a lot going on, I'm sure. The people are torn between, especially when you don't have a girls' game, a varsity girls' game. You kind of lose some of that crowd,
right,
too.
And we've got wrestling over at East Buchanan today, so we probably lost a few people there. And Saturday afternoon, you know, there's people have their lives, too.
Back and forth, consistent scoring as Jayhawks now with 3 in the books. Lenau getting his basket. He had, 32 last night, 34, something like that.
Yeah. And of course, we should not forget to mention Amanda Treptow again, scoring her 1,000th career point for the Jayhawks on the girls' side of things last night, joining her older sister Emily in that 1,000-point club along with well, I know we have
Alyssa Brown.
I know Alyssa Brown is. Do we have others?
You know, the gap between
in
1,100
the
and
5-on-5 era.
Between the 1,100 and 1,000. I don't know if somebody's hanging out in there. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know Becky Kramer holds the record for the 6-on-6 era.
Jack Miller to Fueling. He's going to take a deep 3.
That is a true looking shot for Corbin today.
These guys have been here since about 9 o'clock this morning with some practice, watching some film, watching the JV fresh soft games, and probably got a little lunch in, come back here, fired up again. 5 minutes to play. Straight on shot. Veld will drop it.
That's a great day, hanging out with your friends at the gym all day long. Unless, of course, you don't like them. Right?
It makes it a hard day. Push in from Lenau and even. You liked how he played last night.
I really did.
Great contributor.
He played his tail off last night. Just, you know, there's so much talent on this court, and sometimes guys get lost in the mix. And I just thought he really shined bright last night. Good
underneath shot up, no whistle there. Still yet to have some team fouls as AGWSR misses that one underneath. Now Fueling, angled off left side. And push that to Jack. He takes that from the midcourt, or close to midcourt.
Boy, those 4 3-pointers so far have been nothing but net. Pretty strokes.
Stahl going to see that ball taken away on a pass, and McCone.
Riley Shipper says, I'll take timeout.
I almost said Peyton. Almost did, Parker. And then I was going to say Paxton. And it's always the third one that I finally get right.
I've been known to run through them, all 3 of them up here before, that's for sure.
Well, if I'm ruining your game experience, you know, you can either turn the volume down or go sit in the stands.
He's talking to Anthony, folks, by the way.
Yeah, I'm talking to Anthony. Mocking me from up in the upper patio of the South Gym. There's Veld on that left side with Roeder. Trying to see where they can go. This Cougar team, not really a standout that they're keying in on. You do have Gabe Niederhoff, who's a sophomore, averaging almost 11 points per game. Right side, little try from Lenau, can't happen.
Lenau lucky he didn't get called for body there. Almost went over the back.
Oh, Peyton chiming in on YouTube. She's going to take Parker's credit. I wondered if she was listening in tonight. Oh, you did. I was looking at the comment from Peyton.
Good to have you aboard, Peyton. Feel free to turn your volume down anytime.
There's Fueling. He takes a high three. No good. Paxton tries to go after that. I did it there. Parker. I'm going to go through all the names.
You're in your own head now.
Yeah. Get into Paul and Stacy and whoever else here next. 2:45 to go. First period. Jack playing some tough defense as they try and slip that ball away, but a nice little drive fadeaway by hands of Niederhoff. Fueling wide open.
Got it. That's three threes for Fueling so far in the early going as the Jayhawks take a 21-13 advantage over the Cougars.
Ball out of bounds. We'll see a substitution.
Carter Even will come in for Parker McCone.
Dahl is on that floor as he came in. Haven't got him in my scorebook just yet. Low dribble.
I was saying before the game, Nate, I like these Saturday matinee games. I don't know, they just kind of break the day up, give me something to do. Get out of here, you still got some day left. I didn't feel like you really agreed with me.
Yeah, maybe. How about we do some midnight madness? Do some
hey,
midnight games.
You know what? We should do that.
There's probably some rule against it, I
probably.
imagine. Fueling right side, rim no good.
I got no problem with that shot from Fueling, by the way. They've been hitting them as evidenced by I almost called Jack Tommy Miller there.
Jack now toe-to-toe with his cousin Corbin, both at 9 on three-pointers.
I give those guys a lot of grief about not feeding Lino inside. I'm kind of old school. When I went to school, man, you had a guy like Lino, you gave him the ball every darn time down the court. And I probably still would if I was coaching. But my point is, when you got shooters around the perimeter like those guys, I can fully understand why they take as many three-pointers as they do. Not to mention, that's the game today, right?
That is. Even.
Good job by
Down
Even to collect himself, let the defense go by.
Yeah, he could have easily just went right to it, but anticipated what was coming up behind him. Under a minute. 26-13, doubled up on the Cougars from AGWSR, wearing the purple road unis with the black numbers, or at least the dark purple numbers. Miller finds that missed shot. Will duck down. He's going to touch off one of the Cougar players, I believe, out of bounds.
Yeah, that was could have been called a kick. Parker McCone in for Lino. No subs to the best of my knowledge yet for the Cougars. They've all got their shirts on down there. I honestly don't know how much subbing they do. You probably can.
I've done as much research as you.
There's
another deep
Jack Miller filling it up.
12 points for him now.
Nothing but three-pointers for the young man.
They were hot last night. Now they were shooting. This continues into today. The win over Dyke New Hartford last night. There's a three-pointer from Niederhoff. He gets over his average margin, almost 11 points or average scoring.
I'm thinking Corbin and Jack might have some sort of competition going here as we see who was that at the end of the quarter. 21. Okay, that was David Coop, the senior, 6'1" senior for the Cougars, knocking one in right before the buzzer. So 32-19, Jesup advantage.
Miller and Fueling leading right now, 12 points each. That's a total of just 8 three-pointers. That's where it's come in.
That's kind of been their show, hasn't it?
Looking how the schedule has come. Last night we did have that game for you on the Jayhawks Sports Network. Dyke New Hartford going down to defeat 79-49. East Marshall will be the opponent coming up this week on Tuesday at LeGrand for the Jayhawks. And then on Friday, It'll be right here for a boy-girl doubleheader with Oline, and Saturday, another matinee for you, Luke. Don Bosco will be on this for 1 week from now. Other side of it, the Cougars. Last night, losing 73-23 to Gladbrook Rhinebeck. Tuesday, actually Monday, they'll have a game at home with Belmont Clemmy. And Friday with Friday they'll be at home with Grundy Center. And a Saturday game with North Tama.
Busy, busy.
Schedule for both these teams. Presented to you by Luke Baldwin Enterprises.
If that was the case, I'd probably be making some money off that.
Oh yeah, I forgot we have to invoice you for that sponsorship, which we do appreciate.
I was watching.
This stuff doesn't pay for itself.
No, that's right. Carson Leno to the line. I was thinking that a little short. That's a you don't see that from Carson much.
Yeah.
He's usually right on the money. I was watching a show on ESPN this morning called Bald Guys on Campus, I think it's called.
Yeah.
It's on ESPN. It's I can't even think of the three fellas on there now, but it was really good. And I thought to myself, I should be on that show. You should be on that show too, Nate.
Just haven't been given the opportunity yet.
I might get them on the ringer, see if they want a couple more guys.
Corner shot coming up for the Cougars. Miss from Niederhoff. And no whistles. Parker tries to fling that out.
Ref's letting them fight a little bit.
Come left side with that ball, and Niederhoff, high archer. This side to Stahl. They'll duck in, put that out, wide open shot. Roeder, can he hit it? No, pull that from Lee now. Fueling's open down floor, goes on his own, layup goes. It thought about falling out.
He put that high off the glass. I think he saw the block shot coming in and almost so high that it went over outside the rim, but fortunately fell down through.
Well, it's those 16 points have pushed, actually 14 points now has pushed Miller now to try and catch up on his cousin. Big shot left side for Coop.
Coop.
He's had to have heard that before.
I would think so. Leno says, get off me.
Miller ducks in, draws the foul. We'll get a chance to shoot on the missed shot.
Brevin Dahl check back in for the Jayhawks after the first shot, as will Jeffrey Faltzgraf.
Yeah, congratulations.
6'1" senior for the Cougars. Jeffrey is the first man off the bench, sixth man for the Cougars.
Six-minute mark and 13 points for Jack Miller as he steals that away. Can he pick it up and try and convert? He can, left side.
Defense wisely lets them have that one. I think they realized there was nothing but a foul and potential three-point play happening there.
Well, no look, kick out, Stahl. In the hands of McCone. Finds Fueling a little out of his reach, does save it from going out of bounds. We'll set this offense up top. Now Miller, no look left. McCone was open, gonna pass instead to Fueling. Back over to Miller, who crisscrossed the court. Big man, triple team's gonna lose it. Cougars do have the ball on offense.
You know, one nice thing I've noticed about this Jayhawk squad is when they do make an error, a little mental error or something, lose possession, they don't typically compound the problem by making a quick stupid foul or something along those lines.
Right.
You know, they kind of let it go. In fact, most of the time you don't even see an expression on their face. It happened, move on by it.
Deep three from Fueling, not going to fall. Now the Cougars will take their time setting this up. Gabe Niederhoff, leading scorer, 11 points. Bradley Roeder averages 8. David Coop, 7 on the season.
Speaking of Coop and Carter Even will check back in at the next dead ball. Coop for the Cougars, Even for the Jayhawks.
Roeder now in the scorebook. All starters for the Cougars have now scored as there is a timeout on the floor. And a timeout is wanted by head coach Riley Shipper.
It's going to be a full minute for the two squads.
Shipper assisted by Jay Jansen. Joe Spines, head coach for the Jayhawks, assisted by Nick Donnelly, Michael Johnson, Steve Schmidt, Brock Sabers, and Rodney Selesky help out with the middle school teams. And Leno again, a lot of points, 32 last night. He's been averaging 21.6, 12 rebounds.
Not a bad run.
About 3 assists a game. Only 3 cheerleaders on tonight. Probably got a crew that headed to wrestling, I'm sure.
I would guess so, yeah. Divide and conquer.
And there's group speeches going on today, too. I'm not sure where how many entries Jesup had. Follow up that later on. Miller on the way to the basket.
Nice drive. A little bit of a Euro step in there.
42-27. And state 2A district pairings came out last night. The Cougars dish up top, looked at a 3, pull that back. Niederhoff will try it, and he'll hit it.
Old Niederhoff, he's got about 3 under his belt now too, doesn't he?
Niederman. Yeah, he's got 3 in there as well for his 15 he has total. 15 points. Dahl still looking to get in that scorebook. Waits for the defense to
climbing
pounce.
the ladder.
He's in the scorebook off the bench.
Getting no job done in amongst the trees.
Less than 3 minutes to play in this first half, and only 2 team fouls total been called.
It's been
Cougars have all of them.
It's been a clean game. The refs, I think for the most part, have been letting them play, as we do see a foul there, and that was a foul. Got him on the hand, but and I'm always in favor of that. As long as it's consistent. Good or bad, don't really care as long as you know what to expect.
Jesup been averaging, actually the Cougars been averaging 37% from, actually 58% from the free throw line this year. 62-106 coming in tonight.
Cale Culver, Brady Roeder in for the Cougars. And I believe Parker McCoon snuck back in for the Jayhawks.
Yeah, all the starters for Jesup on the court right now. Free throw in. 17 total for Niederhoff.
Every time you say that name, all I think is Niederman.
Or the Niedermeyer.
Niedermeyer, yeah.
Animal House.
Niedermeyer. Doga.
Is that a pledge pin?
What a great movie.
That's one of those movies that you almost don't want to watch it because it was so good in your mind.
Yeah.
If you watch it again, you're like, this is awful.
Spaceballs is like that for me. I remember that movie just being hilarious, and I tried to watch it a couple months back.
It's because you were 15
years
old.
It was the worst. I got about 20 minutes in, I'm like, wow. I am done with this.
Yeah, Prince Valiant.
McCone with the foul.
However, when Shawshank Redemption shows up, I just
I watch it every time.
Yeah.
And it's the best movie every time.
You know, even though I know what's coming and there's always a chance that it's not going to happen. Or if there's pieces you pick up on that.
Yeah.
Stahl dishes it in as AGWSR seeing a power from Jesup's defense tighten up a little more aggressiveness happening out there in those white jerseys. Roeder looked like he was going to pass, instead threw it up there, and a follow-up coming in, and give that to Kate Culver.
Who?
Culver.
Oh, I'm going to leave the names up to you because I do know who that is.
Leno, he has his 7th underneath. He's been averaging,
Leno going for the steal there.
12 rebounds a game. And Parker right there.
Parker just the wrong spot at the wrong time. He came over on the backside to help D, which was the right idea, but you gotta leave that offensive man at least a step.
Jesup shooting 69% from the field, 18 to 26. Cougars 13 to 27 at 48%. 3-point wise, Jesup 72% from that arch, 8 of 11.
Brevin Dahl into the game to replace McCone. Takes a seat with 2 fouls. 8-11 from the 3-point line.
8-11, yeah. That's not too bad.
That is not bad at all.
Leno forced it in there, rolls away. Making some quick passes from the visiting team, and heads-up play by Dahl, trying to ricochet that out.
And equally nice play by David Koop to. It bounced off his leg, but somehow he got his body over there and threw it back into his teammate. But on the top side of your screen there, they then do throw it out of bounds.
1 minute till halftime. We'll summarize the scoring, talk about the first half, and we'll step away. Don't have a halftime interview today. Unless Luke wants to talk to himself.
Well, I'll be doing that regardless. You can either put me on air or not, but
if you're talking to yourself,
conversation's going to happen.
I would rather not turn the microphone on with just you. Without
rarely is there
not a game going on.
Very rarely is there not some sort of conversation going on in my head.
Intercepted now on a fast break back the other way. Dahl tries to knock that out. He does.
Great hustle play by Dahl to get down there and. Hey, I got an idea for a halftime interview.
Okay.
I think I see Amanda Treptow over there.
Gonna try and snake her up here.
What do you think about that?
If she's willing.
Can you talk to her for a bit?
Yeah. She's probably one of the people we've talked to the most on Jayhawk Sports Network. Other than we talked to Brian, used to talk to Brian Sadler all the time back in the day.
Yeah,
did you reach out to her agent to see if there's an interest? We'll see.
Her agent is checking her phone.
Oh, and then checking it with the manager, and then seeing.
We got her. She's on her way.
She's coming up. Do we have Anthony? Does that headset work? Can we hook this one in? All right. So looking at our final scoring of the first half, leading scorer is Fueling with 19 points. A lot of three-pointers on there. Miller with 17, 7 for Leno, 4 for Even. And you're looking at 2 off the bench for Dahl. AGWSR sitting in at 17 total with Niederhoff, leading scorer. Been averaging almost, I believe it was 8 on the year. 6 for Koop, 3 for Roeder, 2 for Stahl, 4 for Veld. Culver also off the bench. He's got 2 points and a 51-34 advantage. So we're going to bring on Amanda Treptow. Welcome up to the upper patio, Amanda. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I was just saying, I think you're probably the person we've talked to the most on Jayhawk Sports Network, either from cross country, mostly cross country, I think is what it's been, since
Probably.
you qualified as a freshman all the way back then, if you can remember that far, right?
Yeah.
You're pretty involved in sports all the way around.
Yeah.
No matter which time of the year.
So we bring Amanda Treptow up here. Big night last night after a career here in Jesup, 1,000 points. And the cat didn't come out of the bag until right before it was happening that we found out. So you had to be aware of this, right? You knew it was coming?
Yeah, it's been a goal of mine like this whole high school career, and then this season I knew I was close, so after about Christmas I started figuring out how far away I was, and then I guess I managed to hit it, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, well, you hit it right on the spot, right? So it's not just 1,000 or not 1,001 or whatever. It's right at 1,000.
Yep.
So as that's happening, just talk through how you were feeling or as that was going. It didn't look like it was on your mind at all, or it wasn't bothering you.
No, yeah, I wasn't going into that game planning on like, oh, I got to get 1,000. And then all of a sudden I got up to about like 20 points, 22 points. I'm like, oh, I only need one more basket. And then I got to the free throw line. I'm like, oh, I just got to put these in. And then I managed to make them, and I was pretty happy. It's pretty cool.
Man, I'm curious. Did you do this just to outdo your sister, or you joined her club?
A little bit.
What's her total? I forget.
1,100, I think, is what
1,100
is what your
okay.
dad said.
So you got a little more work to do yet.
Yeah.
So I would imagine you two are very competitive together, especially when you guys even played side by side her senior year. You've got what, 6, 7 plus games yet to go this season.
Yep.
Very doable, right?
Yeah, it's definitely a goal of mine.
Okay. What does she have to say about that?
She said that if I pass her, she'll have to come home and we'll have to fight in the back or something.
See who the real one is. So is there a gap between your 1,000 and her 1,100? Do you know if there's anybody in there?
I think there's a few people actually. I'm not sure where they're at, but I think there's 2 maybe.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So talk about last night's game. Go up against the number 1 team of Dyke New Hartford. You guys hung in there quite a ways, and you put up more points on them than anybody has for a long time. Talk through that.
That was a pretty big accomplishment, I thought. Our team went in there. We weren't scared or anything. We were like, we're going to go compete with them, and we're going to see how well we can do. And we managed to put up a good amount of points on them, and I thought we executed what Coach Conrad wanted us to do, so I was really happy with how we played.
I was very impressed with you guys' offensive effort. You came out from the get-go taking it right at the heart of their defense, you in particular, and had a lot of success doing that.
Yeah, that was definitely like a goal of our team, was to always just attack downhill and try and get points out of it the whole time.
Yeah.
So, you played quite a bit as a freshman and then sophomore coming up. Talk about how, that experience of being able to play at that level as an underclassman. How are you relating that back to the underclassmen with Bolden, and then we have a couple freshmen that are hitting the floor too. Talk about that leadership and what you try and help them with.
Yeah, it's definitely a skill that I've tried to help teach them, is to not be afraid as an underclassman and just to keep playing through it, and then eventually you'll start giving them more confidence if you can kind of build up their confidence to play as an upperclassman, even though you are an underclassman. And kind of having the experience of playing as an underclassman, I know what they're going through, that little bit of nerves kind of on the court, but I think I try and help them through it most of the time.
Well, it looks like you guys have found your form. It was a tough one last night with Dyke New Hartford, but another busy couple weeks coming up. Then we're waiting to see what your choice of next step after high school is too. You're weighing those options too.
Yep, still looking.
Okay, we won't let you push any decisions or let the cat out of the bag on that yet either. So,
well, if you do make that decision, feel free to join us up here again, and you can unveil it. On live YouTube.
Yeah, something like that. Well, congratulations on 1,000 points, and we'll see where you finish once you end this season.
Yeah, thank you.
All right,
congratulations,
thank you.
man.
Amanda Treptow making her way up here to talk about 1,000 points that she has earned in her career here at Jesup. Played quite a few minutes as a freshman, which if you're going to get to 1,000, that's almost something you have to do to get to that point. So great to have her up here. We are at halftime. Score 51-34 against AGWSR. We'll step away for a few minutes. Be back on the J-Hawks Sports Network in just a few. Back on the Jayhawks Sports Network from Heartland Technology, I'm Nate Clayberg. Luke Baldwin will be the voice you hear. In the upper patio of the Sal Gym, Anthony Baugh running the controls, Eric Clark. He's your eyes in the sky tonight as we are set to go with the second half. No problem here this afternoon as Jesup with a commanding lead over the Cougars of AGWSR. See the score there, 51-34. Leading scorer is Corbin Fueling, 19 points. Now Lee now trying to take his hand at a three-point attempt. Trying to show those, show Miller and Fueling what they have to compete against.
Bradley Roeder working the ball around at the top.
What kind of adjustments the Cougars have found. Hard to compete against those three-pointers when you're shooting that far out. Then you got Lee now in the middle and Even to compete with. But again, very low fouls called in that first half. I think, a total of 3 or 4 between two teams. Fueling. Wow.
Right.
He's held it up there.
He did that right in Stahl's face. That's as a defender, that's kind of tough to swallow.
22 points for him. There's a turnover caught up by Lee now, and a little hack, no whistle. They're letting them play. And go back the other way with Coop. He's got 8.
That was a hack, too. Miller gets the roll. Shooter's touch.
Feeling was like, oh no, he did hit it.
Miller's got a little smirk on his face after that shot.
Take him to 20. Now the Cougars battle of threes right now, and Coop trying to put on a sales job, trying to say that it touched off of Fueling.
Coop's hand touched off of Fueling's nose. I do know that.
Now Even will inbound it, and Cole will take his time getting across midcourt. Pick in from Lee now. There's Fueling. And up and no good. It looked like it was
I thought that
right
was
where it
going
needs
to
to be.
spin in, too.
Thanks to Amanda Tripto coming up on halftime here and to speak about her time here at Jesup at 1,000 career points. But you did get to the sports information department, and George Conrad is able to get you some information on who's between Amanda at 1,000 and her sister Emily at 1,100.
Yeah, so as you noted, last night Amanda got her 1,000. Number 4, so Amanda would be number 5. Number 4 is Dana Kester with 1,003 points. So Amanda will undoubtedly surpass Dana Kester. Next at number 3 is Jenny Vogel at 1,083. Very much within Amanda's reach. And then, of course, number 2 is Emily Treptow at 1,100, also within Amanda's reach and Amanda's goal, as she stated if you listened during halftime. And then, of course, leading that pack, as you mentioned, Alyssa Brown with 1,415 points.
Yeah, she went on to play a little college ball, but so Jenny Vogel, Dana Kester, you're probably more familiar with those names than I am. What time frame are we looking at there?
Well, Dana Kester would have been, boy, Nate, I don't even want to. They're both younger than I am, but
was that Dick Kester's?
Yeah,
one of his daughters.
Dana is Dick Kester's daughter. No, I'm sorry, Ron Kester's daughter.
Ron Kester, okay. Free throw dropped
but
in.
I don't even want to venture a guess on what years they graduated because I won't get it right.
I like your confidence.
I'm willing to bet somebody out there
can relate.
Don Cole, big shout out to Don Cole, Don and Michelle in the house. He just said, I look sexy up here.
Well, next to me.
I mean, you make anybody look sexy. Wait.
I appreciate that. I think that was a slam. But anyway, while we were chatting, Jack Miller overtook his cousin Corbin again as they're scoring 23-22 on the highs for Jesup, and Lee now trying to tack onto his weekend total.
Lee now didn't quite get his shoulder square to the hoop there. Brevin Dahl, he's going to check in as we see Carter Even head to the bench for a little breather. Jesup up by 20 with 4 1/4 to go in this third period.
McCone gets caught up on that, comes out of bounds off of Jesup, or actually off of AGWSR.
Fueling toss the ball inbounds.
Leno, he wants to play point guard a little bit, but Jack says, no, I'm going to go ahead and take this shot. 6 feet beyond that arch. Take him up to 26. That would be number 7.
Jack Miller with the block, but they are going to call a foul. And I actually looked pretty clean. Probably would have been clean had he not swung at it. It's really weird looking at Jack Miller because he looks exactly like his uncle J.R. Donnelly down there when J.R. was in high school. Jack doesn't have the military crew cut like we all had in high school, but it's pretty darn close.
Missed free throw. Leno will bring that up the floor, dish that out to Jack. He's going to take it inside drive on his own. Change of pace.
His uncle JR was pretty shifty like that too, and a very good three-point shooter.
Some would say he's still a little shifty.
Yeah, he is.
Follow-up basket on that second chance. AGWSR and Veld. He's at 6 and foul underneath.
Leno, he kind of brought that spin move out last night and was very effective with it. I see him using it again tonight. All that time it landed him right on his keister.
We're going to use that shot put discus form in that spin.
No comment on my use of keister?
No, I did not.
I brought that one out of the 1800s just for you.
I must have just listened past it on purpose. 3 minutes until this third period is done. Jack Miller knocks that away. He'll get it back after Even gets the ricochet. Now Fueling pulls up, loses the handle. Cougars will pick up on that with Stahl. And Roeder across midcourt, under 3 minutes. Commanding lead for the Jayhawks. Up 32-19 after the first quarter, 51-34 at halftime. Brevin Dahl gets that one taken away from him. Wow, we're just letting them play this afternoon.
I was going to say, it's
they're in Jesup.
Kind of a you-do-you game.
Maybe they're going to try and get to another game tonight. Get another one in, this team, their squad.
Yeah, go after the rebound there, fellas.
Lee now finds Fueling. Is he going to try and get closer to Jack? Yeah, he says, I'm going to keep trying. Keep ticking away. He's at 26 now, or 25 now.
Coach Schipper will take a timeout. Here's a story about Cooper Fueling, which is relative given his prolific three-point shooting here. When he was, boy, I don't know what he was. He was not early elementary, maybe fourth grade or something. He would come up to the gym and I would be in here and we'd play pig with each other. He crushed me every game we ever played. As a young man, he had this like little afro going and these
had his big glasses on.
Yep, his big thick glasses on, and I mean, I couldn't hold a torch to the kid. He just lit me up every time we played.
I think you might give him a run now. You know,
I don't think so, Nate. I really don't.
Work smarter, not harder.
Anthony suggested one-on-one I might be able to take in, and I think he was alluding to the size discrepancy, but I think he's not taking into consideration the speed discrepancy.
Right. Let's try and match him up. At the 2-minute mark, Even tried to get a handle on that to pull it away. Can't convert on that with Coop. Lee now on that low dribble. Looks over, finds Dahl. Pull it up from 6 feet, in and out. Even tries to chase it, does find it. Take it up top. Miller, yep, why not?
Goodness.
8-3, actually, yeah, that'll be his 8th three-pointer.
I mean, if you're the defense there, you're just like, I'm going home.
It don't matter.
AGWSR has gone a bit cold from the outside.
Now Millard working quick. These boys will play 3 games next week.
That was a really nice move by Dahl. Didn't get it to drop. Good body control though.
Corner shot misses. There's Fueling. Miller had the opportunity to try and build further on his 3, but he's going to tack on a 2, take him to 34 points.
I don't know. That's got to be Miller's high score, doesn't it?
It's got to be. He's got 8 3-pointers.
He's kind of scoring at will here.
And no look, even not able to get to it.
Yeah, I'm not putting that one on Brevin. That was the right idea and a decent pass. Nobody went for it.
Jesup up by 29. Actually, strike that. How about we go 31 on that? Different math. Ricochet off the board, doesn't work. Bounce around for possession, comes off of Jesup, I believe.
That was a 50-50 ball there for me. I think Miller might have affected that call a little bit. He called it our way right away.
No look in the lean out.
Nice dish by Miller.
Now with 10. And at the buzzer, doesn't go. 76-43. And that's just through 3.
I got to review the tape here, Nate. I got to see this no-look dish for Miller to lean on. That was beautiful. Yeah, Jesup with the commanding lead, 76-43, as you just said. I gotta believe that we'll probably looks like we're going to see at least Reyes come into the game here, subbing in for looks like Lino. And I gotta believe we'll start seeing some additional subs not long after that.
And looking on the Cougars side, not much substitution happening down there.
No, we've seen 2 guys the entire game, or a rotation of 7.
A lot of those guys are JV guys, I think.
Yeah. Pretty small numbers, which happens, unfortunately. Go ahead.
Jesup outscoring the Cougars in that quarter, 25-9.
I was going to say, small numbers are more common today than we like to see.
Except to Jesup.
Belled with the outside shot.
There's Fueling. Rim no good. Pull that down for the defense.
You're right. Numbers in both programs are good right now.
Yeah, it wasn't, 2-3 years ago when couldn't field a JV girls team.
Right.
Now Dahl off the box and in.
Dahl is fast. He gets down the court quickly.
7-10. Three attempt. Roeder. Got it. Take him to 9 total. Now Fueling on his own. There's the miss. Parker comes in to try and take it.
Fueling just about got his head taken off. Getting a no call, but that is definitely a foul there. If they'd let that one go, I was gonna question.
3 total team fouls for the Cougars, 1 for the Jayhawks. 30-point margin. Now Miller continues to build on his total up to 35.
He's unstoppable tonight.
7 3-pointers have added that total or been in that total there. No takeaway by Reyes and a foul. Sound like they called that a foul. And we'll send Veld to the free throw line. And we're going to see Ryan Treptow along with Even come in the game.
I tell you what, the Jayhawk sneaker game is on point.
Corbin Fielding and Jack Miller sit down with a combined 60 points. Is that right? Let me get my math. 60 points, I'm right. 60 points total between those two.
3/4 of the total Jayhawk offensive output. That's some high-level math right there.
That is. That was good.
It's hard when you've got an uneven number like 80 to work with.
Yeah, that zero will throw you. This shot from the Cougars. There's Dahl running point up the floor. Dish out to Ryan Treptow. Freshman gets some varsity time, and Reyes, a little extra step.
I really like Brevin Dahl's game. He works hard. Doesn't show a ton of emotion one way or other. The only thing I don't like about him is he keeps flipping his head to the side to get his hair out of the way. I want to attack him in his sleep and shave his head.
He can solve it. Now, the things that you can teach between the your new shoelace technique and hairstyling can solve all sorts of problems.
If you've regularly got to flick your head to the side to get your hair out of the way, it's time for a haircut. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Now, granted, I'm follically challenged, so maybe I'm just jealous.
Yeah, your viewpoint is skewed a little bit. Reyes with the free throw comes in.
Brevin, if you watch this, I'm just giving you a hard time, buddy. I absolutely am jealous.
I think his dad would agree with you, probably. Save out of bounds. Cougars with it. Almost a little extra step there from Coop. And to Culver. Deep three, right side. Doesn't make it through with Roeder. We're at the 5-minute mark in this game. Wow. Up and, even.
I have no idea how that pass got through there.
6 points for him.
That was some sort of magic by McCone to get that pass through there.
And the Cougars. Roeder takes that bounce, get over to Coop. Trying to find that pick. Keep following through, almost out of bounds. Oh, he did touch it.
That's a good idea, a little give and go.
Comes Brody Clark-Hurlbert, and we will see Oshner coming in.
Ooh, Reyes with the sneaky move. Can't get the roll.
Under 4, a little give and go. Does go in for AGWSR and Veld. He's up to a total of 10. Whistle and a chance with Parker.
We will see the aforementioned Oshner and BCH after this first free throw, as well as Ryan Durham. So I suspect they'll join Treptow and Reyes.
They'll have a seat.
Clark-Hurlbert will come in for McCone as soon as he makes this free throw.
Fall in.
The Cougars immediately throw the ball out of bounds. So Ryan Treptow will take over point guard duties for the Jayhawks. Ryan just a freshman. Is that correct?
Yeah. He's a freshman. Played some of the fresh soft games earlier in the season, moved him up to play more JV. Had a game winner last night against Dyke New Hartford in the boys game. Get some varsity playing time today. JV, they played earlier today against Dunkerton with a win.
I should know this. Is Ryan a runner like his sisters or
football?
Football?
He's a quarterback.
I knew that. I knew that. Now that you say that.
Yeah, I don't think he wants anything to do with the running.
I don't blame him. Ran a little cross country in high school. I didn't want anything to do with it.
I think he was running 800s in track season, though.
Was he? Looks like an 800 runner. And the Cougars will do a wholesale change here. We've got Cade Rose, Carver Brown, Talon Mushler. Excuse me, folks, this takes me a while to look at numbers and look at the sheet. Tander Lindemann. We've got one more out there. We've got a number 53, and I apologize, we do not have that number on our sheet. Potentially Eli Cooper at 50, that's 55, but I don't know. We've got a 53, so he's out there if anybody knows him.
There's Treptow, force down that corner. Reyes tries for the three.
Got it, there you go, buddy. Good looking stroke for Reyes.
2-minute mark. Jesup, 16 of 24 from the arch tonight.
Not bad.
Jack Miller had 7, if not 8 of those. Attempt no good for Talon Mulcher. And follow up with Oshner. Oshner had what? He had 4 or 5 points last night against Dyke New Hartford.
Yeah, he
some
threw a
playing
couple
time
in there. Gonna get a couple more guys off the bench for the Jayhawks. We're gonna see Kale Shizzle along with Landon Vogel. Kale, a sophomore guard, 5'9" sophomore guard. Landon Vogel, a 5'10" freshman forward.
Jayhawks will move on to 8-5 on the season. Cougars will drop to 4-9. Free throw. Count that in for Oshner. Gets him in the book tonight. Treptow Landon Vogel trying to get after that one.
He's playing some aggressive ball. He's got to be a little careful. Different refs would have called him for one of those fouls.
He'll pick up that handle. He's running point now, looking down towards BCH.
And
he had an opening, come baseline, up and under, doesn't go. Back to the Cougars.
Landon can move that ball up and down the court in a hurry too.
And Jacob Yuxley entering the game.
Jacob Yuxley in for Oshner. Camden Oshner, the 6'2" senior center. Camden is the older of the Oshner boys, is that right?
Yeah, Brennan, who's a freshman.
Yeah.
He's about 6th or 7th guy on that team for the fresh soft squad. He's developed as a little player here this season.
Yeah, Jacob Yuxley, he's a 6'5" junior center.
Ball's loose. Reyes tried to save it. Chasing a grease pig down there. Shizzle, deep three.
Got it. In the books. I may have asked you this, but do you know what happened to Shizzle's knee?
I do not. Last second shot at the buzzer, no good. Final score 93-50. As the Jayhawks win tonight, been averaging 66.8 on the season, giving up about 58 tonight. Kept their opponent under that at 50, and a lot of three-pointers. I'm going to see if Mad Dog updates the stat board down there so we can get some final totals. As Jesup shoots 55% from the field, 61 of 34, 34 of 61. Three-pointers made, 17 of 26, 65 from the arch. And not too many players in the Jesup squad did not drop a three-pointer tonight.
Yeah, I don't know what the school record is for three-pointers in one game, but I have to believe that Jack Miller was closing in on that tonight.
Leading scorer for the opponent coming in, 17 points is Niederhoff. He's been their leading scorer throughout the season, 9 for Roeder. Jayhawks and the Knights, Jack Miller, 35 points, 7 three-pointers. Corbin Fueling ends up with 26 points as Luke squeezes the big recyclable water bottle. I was like, what is that noise? Leno finishes with 10 after a big night last night against Nike New Hartford. Parker McCone did not score, even did score. He had 6. And then a few bench points coming in there here and there. But Jesup boys will have a boy-girl doubleheader. JV, fresh stuff, all involved Tuesday night down at East Marshall. And then JV girl contest right here in this gym against Wapsie Valley. That was rescheduled from a week ago. We'll have the boys game for you on the Jayhawks Sports Network. Probably be out about 7:30, somewhere in there. And then Friday night, boy-girl doubleheader with Owine. And then next Saturday, boys contest and afternoon matinee, just like we had tonight against Don Bosco. Any final comments, Mr. Bolt?
Well, first of all, that's a busy week coming up.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I mean, just a really solid 2 days for the Jayhawk Boys Basketball program, getting, big wins over both Dyke New Hartford and AGWSR. So they're really, I think, peaking at a good time, and hopefully they can continue with this success.
For Luke Baldwin and our on-site crew, Anthony Baugh, who's our on-site producer, camera operator Eric Clark, I'm Nate Clayberg from the upper patio of the South Gym here in Jesup. Final score, Jesup beating AGWSR tonight. Varsity Boys Basketball 93-50. You can watch this entire game again on replay and other events either on our YouTube channel or on our Facebook page. This is the Jayhawks Sports Network from Heartland Technology. Music courtesy of bensound.com. Go Jayhawks, and everybody have a great evening.